A recent flurry of social media shares originating from Russian sources has brought to light a striking image. A Ukrainian M109 Paladin self-propelled howitzer, visibly wrecked and seemingly irreparable, although the precise time and location of the destruction remain ambiguous. The focal point of discussion shifts beyond these details. According to Russian sources, the catastrophic damage inflicted upon this Western-provided M109 Paladin is attributed to a Russian Lancet loitering missile. The aftermath of the drone strike unfolds as a spectacle, contrasting sharply with instances involving German Leopard tanks and other self-propelled howitzers, both Eastern and Western European variants, which, despite being incapacitated, exhibit significantly lesser damage. The extent of the damage on the M109 Paladin is glaring. Its left drive chain lies in ruins, while a portion of the upper left chassis stands split apart. The gun turret, particularly on the left side, bears the brunt of the assault, leaving scant traces of the once armored exterior. Within the internal compartment, originally designated for the crew, lies a scene of utter devastation, charred and devoid of any salvageable components. The force of the explosion is so immense that it gouged a sizable hole into the dome's parallel right side, leaving an indelible mark of destruction. How penetrating is the M109's armor? Fashioned from a single steel composite known as rolled homogeneous armor, RHA, the defensive integrity of the M109 is evident, with measurements ranging from 13 to 15 mm along its sides and a formidable 19 mm at the front. While this may not rival the resilience of main battle tanks, it underscores the M109's artillery-centric design. Though susceptible to potent anti-tank weaponry, the M109's armor has demonstrated resilience against small arms fire and fragmented shell assaults. Over time, this armor has evolved through various iterations, each contributing to its incremental fortification. The latest rendition, the M109A6 Paladin, features an augmented defense system with modular armor, enabling adaptable reinforcement against specific threats. Despite these advancements, it remains imperative to acknowledge the inherent limitations of the M109's armor. Its foundational design does not confer immunity against direct impacts from formidable anti-tank munitions, underscoring the nuanced balance between offensive firepower and defensive capabilities inherent in its artillery-focused role. How much explosive is needed? While specific figures detailing the precise amount of TNT required to breach the M109's armor remain undisclosed due to military confidentiality, we can explore the foundational principles of armor penetration. The efficacy of explosives in penetrating armor hinges on various factors, including the type of explosive utilized, blast proximity, and impact angle. Shaped charges, for instance, concentrate blast energy into a focused stream, making them particularly adept at piercing armor compared to standard explosions. Throughout its operational history, the armor of the M109 has undergone iterative enhancements. Take, for example, the M109A6 Paladin variant, which boasts modular armor augmentations for heightened defense. This adaptable armor configuration allows for tailored reinforcements against specific threats. However, it's important to emphasize that while these advancements bolster the M109's resilience, its armor remains insufficient to withstand direct hits from heavy anti-tank weaponry. Instead of relying solely on its armor, the M109's defense strategy revolves around its mobility and crew's tactical maneuvers to evade incoming threats. This emphasis underscores the nuanced interplay between defensive capabilities and strategic agility in fulfilling the artillery's operational objectives. How can Lancet drones cause massive damage to targets? Manufactured by the Russian company Zala Aero, the Lancet kamikaze drone is a formidable weapon capable of delivering an explosive payload to a designated target and detonating upon impact. Despite its compact dimensions, the Lancet 3, the largest variant in its series, carries a 3 kilograms charge, sufficient to cause substantial damage, particularly when striking vulnerable points. Consider a hypothetical scenario where the Lancet successfully identifies a weak spot on the M109 Paladin. Potential targets could include the upper armor, the rear engine compartment, or the space between the turret and chassis. Given the observed devastation in the footage, it appears that the area between the dome and chassis bore the brunt of the attack, underscoring the precision exhibited by the Russian drone operator. The destructive potential of the Lancet's payload highlights the significant threat it poses, particularly when targeting armored vehicles like the M109 Paladin. This underscores the evolving nature of modern warfare, where advanced drone technology plays an increasingly pivotal role in combat scenarios. As such, defending against such threats necessitates a multifaceted approach that encompasses both technological innovation and strategic adaptation. How many Paladin self-propelled howitzers were lost? According to data from the Lost Armor database, the initial incidents involving Paladin self-propelled howitzers began in early November 2022. These early casualties included M109A3GN units originating from Norway, which were destroyed by the Russian military in the Nikolaev region. Since mid-January, the Russian Ministry of Defense has been consistently reporting on Ukrainian M109 losses. Approximately every 2 days, the ministry issues updates detailing the destruction of several self-propelled artillery units across various locations. From September 2023 onwards, Russian forces have reported the destruction of 9 M109 units. During the period between January and September 2023, the conflict resulted in the loss of approximately 58 M109 self-propelled guns across all models, as per the ministry's reports. However, the Lost Armor database paints a slightly different picture, documenting 14 entries, complete with photos and coordinates, of destroyed M109s. Notably, 11 of these entries were absent from the official ministry reports. Additionally, there are 3 destroyed armored units recorded in both databases. In summary, as of the present, the Kiev administration has suffered losses of at least 69 Paladin self-propelled guns across all models, representing over 40% of such artillery assets. Photos from Lost Armor further illustrate that many of the damaged units are irreparable, highlighting the significant toll of the conflict on Ukraine's military capabilities.